Hi dear friends, welcome you all on my YouTube channel. Friends, today's topic of English literature is related to literary terms, and in this particular video I have discussed a few important literary terms. And we all know, friends, that there are lots of literary terms used in English literature, and in this particular video I have discussed or mentioned few of them, and in my next video you will get remaining important literary terms of English literature. So here what we are going to discuss of literary terms that are allegory, alliteration, allusion, analogy, aphorism, and antithesis. In this video you will get to know what is allegory, alliteration, allusion, analogy, aphorism, and antithesis. And please watch this video till the end. You will get important information and what is exactly literary terms and how this is used, what kind of example related to this you will get in this particular video. So let's begin the video related to literary terms. We have the topic literary terms. Friends, first of all we have to know what is literary term before discussing about the top types of literary terms. We have to know what is literary terms. Uh, Literary terms is a kind of technique or style that is used by any writer or any speaker to emphasize and strengthen or beautify their the meaning of their composition. This is the meaning of literary terms. Means it is a kind of technique and style that a speaker or any writer or any poet uses in his creations to make that things emphasize and to beautify their composition. We have the very first literary term, that is allegory. Allegory is a story that has levels of meaning, that has two levels of meaning. Means first it has a surface of the story which is related to the characters, plot, and of literary works that were describing in a poem or in any composition. That is the surface of the story, but behind the surface of the story there is a symbolic level that has a deeper meaning of the surface story that is represented by any writer or any poet. So surface story has a symbolic story that is hidden under surface story. That's why it has a allegory has a story that has two meaning. It has a literal meaning and it has a symbolic meaning. The best example we have of allegory, that is the Fairy Queen by Edmund Spenser. And in Fairy Queen, the characters they are representing either virtue or vices. The characters by Edmund Spenser, they have whatever they have used characters in Fairy Queen in his, that is a moral allegory. Fairy Queen is a moral allegory, and it has a characters who are representing some kinds of vices or some kinds of virtues. And also Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. It is a kind of religious poem that was has a moral meaning in progress, Pilgrim's Progress. So friends, allegory has a kind of moral or didactic meaning. It has whatever describes through the surface of the story of that composition. Next is alliteration. Alliteration is a kind of literary terms in which the words that begins with the same sound are placed together. That sounds, that words are placed together in a sentence, and it has all often involves kind of repetition of letters or words. And mostly, what is the most important thing in alliteration? That is the repetition of sound. Means you will get an mostly it has a related to the consonants later you will get in alliteration mostly. uh, Example we have Peter's Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. This is what we have in examples, and through this example we can understand that the letter P or the sound P is repeating again and again in this sentence, and after one by one the each words is connected with another words, and the sound we have here is P, and the letter which is consonant, that is the P in this sentence. So alliteration has a kind of a repetition of sound, and it has a consonants words, consonants letters you will get in a alliteration sentence in which the alliteration is used. Next is allusion. Friends, allusion, we have a kind of brief and indirect reference to a person, place, or historical event, and that has a cultural, political significance. Means, uh, in a composition or in a sentence, if the term allusion is used, and that is related to a brief and indirect reference to a person, and this is related to kind of a cultural political significance it has, and it does not describe in detail the person or things. Means whatever sentences allusions is used, that is not in details. Means readers has to make a connection with it to the past, whatever subject or whatever events that there is used in a composition, readers has to connect it with the past. So it has up to the readers, up to the audience, that they have to make a connection whatever they are seeing it with the past. So that is a kind of allusion, and it is a literary terms used in literature, and it is a brief and indirect reference to a person of the past. The example we have: I did not have any bus fare, but fortunately some good Samaritans helped me out. Friends, here you have to know what is good Samaritans. Good Samaritans is a kind of person who were very uh, polite, who were very good to heart, and this word is used in biblical events, and it is the word which is used in biblical story. So here the person who is saying that I did not have any bus fare, but fortunately some good Samaritans, means fortunately I met a good person who helped me out to pay my bus fare, and the word that is used here is good Samaritans. Means readers has to connect this word good Samaritans with the past, and this word is used in biblical story, and this sentence has the full meaning, and it has a allusion literary terms in this sentence. Next literary terms we have analogy. Friends, analogy is a comparison of two pairs, means two different pairs that are different from one another, and but they have the same relationship. Analogy has a comparison of two pairs or two objects, but both are different from one another, but they have some connection, means they have the same relationship. The key is the assertion of the relationship between the first, so that you can choose the correct second pair. This is the main key point of the analogy, that the first is used in this way, and it has some connection with another, so that you can choose the next one, correct pair of the first. And analogies are strong rhetorical devices, and it is used to make rational arguments, support ideas by showing connection and comparison between dissimilar things. It has a kind of uh, a thing that is used to make rational arguments and to support any kind of ideas, uh, but by showing the connection of two dissimilar things, and they have some kinds of comparisons. And the examples we have: hot is to cold as fire is to ice, or hot is related to cold and fire is related to ice, as day is related, but means hot is has some different meaning and cold has some different meaning, but both are connected to each other. Means it has a kind of comparison, means as hot is related to cold, and in the same way fire is related to ice. Next is aphorism. Friends, aphorism is a brief saying, means it is a kind of very, it has a brevity, it has a kind of moral or concise statement of a principle, and the idea or the appreciable things given in a pointed words. Means aphorism is the best example that used by Francis Bacon. Francis Bacon has used his aphoristic style in his literary creations, and it is a kind of scientific things. Means there is a kind of very concise, very, it has a brevity and statement which has a kind of moral sayings, and it is roughly similar to saying, means it has a direct connection to sayings. Aphorisms often use metaphors or creative imagery to get their general point across. And the best example we have, the man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. And by this example, you can understand better what is aphorism, what is a literary term aphorism is all about. Uh, the example we have, the man who moves a mountain, means the person who moves mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Means he first used to take away small stones, and on that basis he moves mountain. It has a very big meaning, it has a very deeper meaning by this small sentence. Next is antithesis. Friends, the literal meaning of antithesis is opposite. Means it has the sentence used in antithesis. They have the opposite meaning. It is usually the opposite of a statement, concept, and ideas. In literary analysis, the antithesis is a pair of statement or images, and which one reverses the other. Means the one statement which is supporting something, and on the other hand, in the same sentence, there is another uh, idea or another concept is used that is just opposite from the first one, and the pair is written with a similar grammatical structure to show more contrast. Means in the sentence, the pairs of a sentence used to create some kind of contrast, and they have the same grammatical structure. And the purpose of using an antithesis in literature is to create balance between the opposite qualities and to lend a greater insight into the subject. Means it has some kinds of balance structure used in antithesis with the opposite ideas, and they serve the contrast between them. There is a kind of contrast between the words, or between the structure, between the opposite ideas used in a sentence. And the best example we have here of antithesis: float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Means in this sentence you will get to know what is really antithesis is. Float like a butterfly but sting like a bee. Means in this sentence there is a kind of contrast. The first one is contrasting the second one. So friends, this is all we have in today's video, and in this video we have discussed few important literary terms of that was starting from letter A. And in my next video, you will get to know some more important literary terms of English literature that are very important. So we will discuss some more and important literary terms of English literature in my next video. And please, if you like the video, please press the like button, and please connect it with EngLIT Zone for more important information and more important educational information, some literature related information of English literature through EngLIT Zone. Thank you for watching this.